All right, welcome to Restoring Childhood on the Same Page. I'm your host, Ryan Dalton. Today, this is the first episode, and it's the first day of our official 16-week community-wide book study. Today, we're going to be talking about restoring childhood in general and the book, The Anxious Generation. And I have three very amazing... Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, that's okay. Don't forget that.
There's a kid's book coming out,
It
right?
is,
Yes,
correct.
Yeah. That's right. January, I think, or
December.
December.
Yeah.
So I have these three amazing guests. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. We'll start. Let's start over here.
All right. So, hello, Mel Presley. I am a middle school mom of two boys. I have an 8th grader and a 6th grader. And I'm also a former middle school principal or assistant principal, former middle school teacher, current elementary school principal. So I got a lot of experience in all aspects of
All
childhood.
over the place.
Yeah.
I'm Simon Presley. I don't really have a title.
You're
But I'm a
kid.
child, so yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What grade are you in?
I'm in 8th grade.
What do you like to do?
I like to swim. I'm on the swim team.
That's good.
Yeah. Swim team.
I'm
Scouting.
Scouts, yeah, Boy Scouts.
Do you like to hike?
Yeah, we do a lot of hiking. I'm on the academic team. Let's see.
He's in the crew that I call the
I'm
smartest
like
kids
in
in the
everything.
world.
I don't know.
It sounds like you have more experience than any of us.
I don't think that's true.
And I'm Kathryn Wisinger. I was a middle school teacher for over a decade, and now I'm the director of the Putnam County Library System here in Putnam County.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is
And I'm
great.
really thankful for Simon because he's the only kid representing here.
Yeah. First podcast.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. This
Sure.
is
Oh.
is TV.
Oh,
We're-
this is TV.
Yeah, we're on TV.
Woo!
But yeah, so I specifically wanted you all here for this episode because for different reasons. As you know, Restoring Childhood, when I first started, and I started sending out emails and things, the Putnam County Library were the first major partner to come on board and say, absolutely, we're doing this, we're behind you. And so it only made sense to have you on here.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you. They've done like everything over the summer, all these amazing children's programs, and they've been so kind to tag it as this is a screen-free activity, but they already had it planned. It's not like they did it for us, but
Yeah.
amazing stuff.
But it works.
It works. Yeah.
Well, yeah. As they were growing up, I actually used to bring the boys to all the things at Putnam County.
I
Yeah.
remember that.
Great events and experiences and a great way to spend your summer.
Excellent.
And, well, you probably do things throughout the year, too.
We do. We do
But
programming year
primarily, I remember going
do
to
a
the
lot.
summer shows and, science shows and animal shows and all the things.
Yes.
It's good programming.
Yeah.
This summer is a great time for the library to kind of shine because the kids are out of school. And so it's a good opportunity for parents to have that time to bring them to the library. But yes, we do programming year round. It's
Well,
screen free.
And you did shine this summer, by the way. Like
Thank
every
you.
single day, there's something happening at the library.
We did. We had something every single day across the county, at least one of our branches.
Yeah,
this summer.
Truly like
So
the
it's
heart
great.
of the community. So
Thank
thank you for what you
Yeah.
do.
Oh, you're welcome. It's really fun. We love it. We love
It is
it.
fun.
And we jumped on board immediately because as soon as Ryan sent me the email and kind of broke down what this was about, I was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. We are 100% on board because it's so important.
Yeah. And now you
So
even
thank
read
you.
it.
Yeah, I have. Now I've even read it and I've annotated it just like a teacher would do and
Yes.
taken notes. Yes.
I did it
have.
just like a student would do because
Yeah.
you know how students like highlight everything. I'm like,
Yes.
it's kind of overboard, but
Well,
yeah.
we had a joke that I still hadn't read the book, and I would just pick it up and read something and be like, yes, I know that. But then I would never get like all the way through it. But now I have read the
she
entire
has
book.
actually completed it.
I have completed the assignment.
So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Thank you.
Putnam County Library, Kathryn Wisinger, and then you were one of the first people I thought of because you lived this
I did.
already.
As a principal or assistant
Mhm.
principal.
Yeah.
And as a mom.
Yeah, and
Right.
you're one
Yeah.
of the few moms I know who already was like, I'm not giving my kids cell phones. I'm limiting screen time.
Right.
My kids are going to be outdoors.
Yeah.
And
It's
you were
against
this,
the grain.
yeah, Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's not the norm. And
Right.
so that's why I thought of you.
Yeah,
And
thanks.
then all the middle school experience as well.
Yeah. And
We-
it hasn't been easy
No.
by any means. But now, like, my hippie parenting ways are becoming cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
here we go.
They were always cool.
They say if you hang out with a fashion trend long enough, it will circle back. So I think look at you.
Look at me go.
Look
Now
at
you're ahead
Here
of the
now I'm
curve.
shining.
Yeah, you are. But yeah, I mean, I do want to talk about that in a minute, just more of like why it has been difficult, this
Mhm.
thing. And yeah, because it is not our norm these days. Some of the statistics that we see in the book, the average teen, Simon's age, is spending 7 to 9 hours a day on a screen. That's
Yikes.
not including school time.
Right.
So that's
what's
like a full-time
staggering.
job.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and I always when I talk about this, I keep saying like they don't take days off. They're not,
Right. It's every day.
It's every
7
day.
days.
Monday through Sunday, 7 to 9 hours a day on top of whatever else they're doing.
Wow.
And along with that, coupled with that, they're spending less than 10 minutes a day outside doing an unstructured play.
Wow.
And so that's why, Simon, I thought of you because this kid, I mean, you don't have a phone, right? Do you have a phone
No.
yet? No,
Uh-uh.
no. Even a minute ago, we were talking about how we're going to keep time, and he has an actual watch.
Yes.
It's not
You're like, oh,
a
right.
smartwatch. Like
Watches.
a watch. Yeah.
Forgot about
But yeah,
those.
no phone.
Mhm.
One of the smartest kids I know loves reading, or at least used to.
Oh,
still
still
do.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very engaged in wilderness, outdoors, and all that. And you're like the poster child of restoring childhood.
Aw.
So yeah. As a
Hey.
matter of fact, freeze. Okay.
You can shine, but it has been a bumpy path to get there.
It's okay. We've all had a bumpy path.
But just before this, you were talking about some of the bumpiness, and
Mhm.
we're gonna go back and forth and talk about the initiative and things like that. But what is bumpy? Like, what has been bumpy about this?
So, as I think back as a parent, there's two distinct moments that really defined like when I was like, this is not good. Screens with my kids. So early on, I remember when he was 1.5, and we were building a house, and I used to just hand him my phone and let him watch PBS Kids. I know PBS Kids is like, it's a good educational thing or whatever, but I watched him navigate my phone better than I could.
Right.
Yeah.
And that to me was thing number one that clicked in my head of this isn't good. I don't need to do this. And so I started, and if we were out to eat or to find something for them to do other than a screen. Maybe we're coloring, maybe we're playing with blocks, or that then.
Still
But
do it.
then you start school. And because when you're before school, everybody parents their own way and nobody really knows or compares peers, right?
Yep.
Then you start school and you learn everybody's parenting differently. And then there's different guidelines at home. And then things get thrown at you that you don't realize are going to be an issue. Like we get the note home one day that it's going to be electronics day. Our class got all the marbles in the jar.
Yay.
And you can bring your electronics
Oh
to
no!
school.
Right.
Not good.
It didn't go well at my house. Because remember, I was a middle school assistant principal, and I was like, nothing expensive is going to school because it's going to get lost, stolen, or broken.
Well,
Yes.
right. Yes.
That just first and
First,
foremost.
Yes.
let's just lay
Let's think
that out there.
financially.
100%.
Right?
Yes.
So we're not going to do this. This guy, he's the older of the two, threw an unholy fit, cried, melted down because his friends were getting, I don't know if switches were out, whatever the switch equivalent maybe was at that time.
Probably, I was in first grade, so it was like 2015 or 16. I don't know.
So yeah,
Not Game
whatever.
Boy.
Yeah, not the Game Boy. Whatever portable gaming system was cool at that time.
Yeah.
Everybody was going to get to bring theirs or bring an iPad or something. And I was like, that's not happening. We're not doing that. So I took him to Walmart, to the old retro game section. And look at him smiling. I was like, you can pick out one of these. Right? Do you remember what you picked out?
I think it was Rampage.
Oh, there you go.
Rampage.
Yeah, you remember that game?
Yes.
I
That's
don't.
not retro. Is that retro? We calling that
It
retro?
is.
Well,
It is
a lot of
retro.
things from our childhood are now considered retro.
I still
Uh-huh.
have that.
Yeah, he still has
Okay,
it. So it
good.
was like one of those little mini looking arcade games. And I was like, you can take that to school for Electronics Day. You know what? Did you survive?
I guess.
Like you did.
So that kind of like started the path
Yeah.
of, okay, we parent a little bit different. Your friends may have different rules than you do. And that really helped set us up for success, especially starting middle school. Knowing what I know about middle schoolers and cell phones, whatever, I was like, you're not going to have a cell phone. Get ready for it. Actually, I think I told you that earlier than that.
You told me that long ago.
Mhm.
So-
What did I tell you when you could have a cell phone?
You didn't.
She's like, never.
That's kind of how I'm feeling.
Yeah. Well, I will say, Simon, amongst your friend group, about how many of your friends do you think have cell phones and how many don't?
Not too many. 2 or 3 maybe.
Don't have them or do?
Do.
2 or 3 do. So most of your friends don't have them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
I was gonna say, I think it's more than that.
I think it's more than I realize.
Yeah.
They don't bring them to school at least.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
good.
they will text me. The kids will.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. Good. Yeah, you're the
Okay.
you're the
You're the
secretary.
conduit.
Oh, actually,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Or send me pictures of you at school sometimes.
actually, okay. There's more than I'm realizing.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Okay. More than what I was thinking. There's
Quite a few.
there's a few.
Yeah,
There's
there's
a
quite a
lot.
few.
There's a lot.
Well, and that's one of the, I guess, fears of a lot of parents with this is if I make this decision for my child and I don't give them a phone, what's going to happen when they go over to their friend's house and all the other friends have phones and my kid is just sitting there? How have you experienced that, Simon? Like when you're with your friends and they have phones and you don't, is it?
That doesn't really happen.
It doesn't really happen?
Yeah.
That's good.
A lot of the friends' houses that I'd go over to, they don't really have phones. So.
Yeah, so that's great.
Yeah, and then like at Scouts, you're not supposed to have
Yeah,
them.
we're not allowed to have phones.
Yeah.
Period.
And then Miss Mel has a rule at her house that you're not going to have them out. We're going to play.
Yeah, that's great. So this is the dream. Like this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
what we're working towards as a collective in
Yes,
this community. This is
absolutely.
what we want, and to kind of help the community and help families create these little
Mhm.
pods of friends that don't rely on their phones and don't have their phones and really value that time together over the time on the phones.
Yeah.
So I mean, you all are already you're the gurus to this.
I don't know for the gurus. It's it's been messy. You've had friends that brought their phones over
I've had a few.
before,
but not.
and
Yeah.
and I'll be like, "Are you talking to your mom?" That's one thing, But
Sure.
what I have always said as a parent to my kids is, I'm not leaving you anywhere that I don't know the name and number of the person that I'm leaving you with.
Yeah.
So
Which-
I
right.
don't need you to have a phone. I will call,
The parent.
Mr. Dalton or
Yes.
Miss Wisinger
Yes.
and let them know or they will call me if there's a problem.
Sure.
So, that has always worked out. But has there ever been a time where you guys are like all hanging out looking on a phone? Probably.
Maybe I don't remember it if there was.
Yeah. Yeah. He runs with a different crowd.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because of the way I parented.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that has a huge impact on
Sure.
it. The
Yeah.
fact that he loves outside so much, he
Yeah.
doesn't need a device to constantly engage him. I remember the first time I actually ever met Simon. Now we went to school together. We were your
Yes.
brother was
Yes.
my best friend growing up, so we all knew each other. But I didn't live here for 20 years. Came back, we worked at the same school,
Yeah.
and we went to an event together. And I saw this tiny little blonde kid sitting in the yard. It was a homecoming event, tech homecoming event, and everybody's like mingling and whatever. And this child, which is Simon, was sitting reading a book in the midst of all this
Aw.
thing. And that was my first impression
Wait.
of him.
It's a great.
And I was
first
like,
impression.
this is perfect. Like he's
Mhm.
actually just perfectly content sitting and reading a book. So that was many years ago, like 5 years ago, 6 years
I
ago.
haven't been reading. I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows?
Just glad you were reading
Yeah.
a book.
And speaking of reading, and
A
yeah,
real-
yeah, really,
Yeah,
the
like a book.
librarian.
Yes. Yes.
And the library, you all have done some shifts and changes, specifically in the children's section.
We
You
have.
want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So we had, when I started, we had some computers downstairs in the children's library. And they were computers that had very little access to anything other than kind of a drawing. And
Yeah.
you could make shapes and
Yeah.
do different things on the computers. And what we saw is that when kids came into the library, they went directly to those computers, and they would wait until the computer was empty to use the computer instead of going to the books. And we had, areas where you could color and blocks that you could play with, but it didn't matter. They would go to the computers. And that was really troubling for us. We didn't like that. And so we took them down. And of course, we were worried that we would get a lot of people complain, but we didn't.
Oh, wow.
We did not. By and large, almost every single person thanked us for doing it, because they too had noticed that when they brought their child to the library, instead of going to books, their child would go straight to the computer.
Right.
And so they said, thank you for taking those down, because now we read a book together. We've created a sensory wall, so we have Legos over there.
Cool.
We have, different, like a little labyrinth that you can do. So it's very hands-on, and it's much better, and it's been just a drastic improvement. And then since Restoring Childhood, this initiative, we're now phone-free. We've made the Children's Library a phone-free zone.
That's awesome.
Yes, and we had already made some of our programs like Read, Play, Grow, phone-free. Just put your device away during this time, unless it's an emergency. Of course, you've got a toddler, you may have an emergency. But, if not, please keep your phone away. And again, everyone has been great, very respectful of that, trying to keep the phones, just tucked away while you're in the children's library.
Yeah. Because this is, and by the way, when we're talking about phones in the children's library, are we talking about children or adults?
Both.
Both?
Yes,
Okay.
both.
Yeah.
Unless it's an emergency for an adult. Like I said, sometimes things do come up. And in the adult library, like upstairs, many people come to the library to work.
Yeah.
And they work on their phones. So we understand adults can bring their phones to work. But when you're inside that children's area, child or adult, we ask you to put your phone away.
Yeah. And for me, and I like that you differentiate between the two, because this movement is not anti-tech. It's not, we're not against everything.
Sure.
I used a cell phone to figure out how to get you all here. Like, we use technology every day.
Right.
We're using it right now to create this.
Yeah.
We're not against technology. I had someone message today, like, is Restoring Childhood against technology altogether? I'm like, no, we're not trying to go back to way back
Stone
in
Age.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole point is, in this book, The Anxious Generation, Jonathan Haidt talks about how two major things are very, very severely negatively impacting youth, and in just one generation's time has exponentially increased depression and anxiety, and suicidal ideation, and self-harm. And those two things are the early and overexposure to internet-based devices. So, and this is not just cell phones. This is tablets, cell phones, computers, even these internet-based video games that boys like to play, like Fortnite. Not just boys, girls play it too. But and then coupled with that, it's the lack of unstructured play, what they're missing out on. So, like I talked about earlier, there's that 7 to 9 hours a day spent on a screen. What's being missed out on in the real world when they're on that screen? Well, it's the unstructured play that we did as a child, and it has drastically changed childhood, but it is drastically negatively impacting the cognitive structure of the kids. Jonathan Haidt calls it the great rewiring, where it is literally cognitively rewiring our kids.
I believe it.
Oh, yes. Yeah. You can see it.
Yeah.
Right? You can see it.
Yeah.
Just like how Simon immediately learned how to use your phone.
Yes.
It's
1.5 years old, 2
Yes.
years old, whatever he was. Yeah.
And that's intentional.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's intentional.
Yeah,
So.
it is. And so I read this book. I was recommended it in February, and I started it maybe a little after that, and I finished it over spring break, and I immediately I every kind of few pages I was like, oh okay. And the information in here, as even a kid, parent, educator, your educator, librarian, it's not necessarily news, but it's like all the things we've seen and known, and just like goes way deeper and provides the actual science and research to what's happening. And it just kept hitting me. Like, I was just taken aback by the information I was reading. And Jonathan Haidt does a very good job at painting a very bleak picture about what is happening, but he also does a great job at saying there is hope, and that is through collective action. And so the second I put down the book, I sent an email and was like, I sent an email to Corby King at the school system to say, hey, we have to do a community-wide read on this. And he was like, that sounds like a great thing for Kathryn Wisinger.
I would like to thank Corby for that, for passing
He
that
voluntold
off.
you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But he was, I mean, I agree that it should come from the school system, and I love that it has. But he's correct. Like, the library's
Yeah.
happy to be, lockstep partner.
Absolutely.
You know, the timing is crucial, though, because of
It
the
is.
new
The policy.
state law
Oh, yeah.
that's
Yes.
come out.
It is.
And, all the things that we're doing in the school system
Yep.
to help implement that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what a time to
Yeah.
do a community book study.
Right.
Yeah.
It is perfect.
Yeah.
Well, and I think a lot of parents are very scared and angry.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Kids too,
yeah.
probably.
Oh,
High
yeah.
school kids
Yeah,
more
most
than
definitely.
yes.
probably some middle school too.
What
but-
are you hearing? Do you hear any kids talking
Yeah.
about
I
Tell us.
haven't been in connection with kids.
preferable? No, just joking. But what would you imagine are some of the responses?
I don't know. They're probably mad because they can't, in the mornings when we're in the gym waiting to go to school, there's everybody there. Everybody's on their phones.
Yep.
Every single grade, except maybe 5th grade, I don't know. But every single grade, every single kid, and all the big friend groups, they get together and they're all around people's phones or da-da-da-da-da. I don't know. They're probably mad about not being able to just,
We'll have to talk to each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know,
yeah.
right?
Well,
But that's when I would get sometimes, hey, a picture of Simon and
Yeah.
from a weird number, and
Oh.
I'd be like, who is this? But that's how I learned which friends of his had phones.
Oh, right.
But also, I remember disciplining
oh,
a lot. We would get. I remember a big airdrop episode where somebody
Mhm.
airdropped an indecent picture to
mm.
anybody that was in the radius of the gym
Oh,
at
yeah.
that time. So
Let's go back to kids being able to catch on to technology even quicker than adults.
right?
Yes, and use
Well-
it for sometimes nefarious purposes.
Exactly,
Uh-huh.
and be exposed to things that they should not be exposed
Right,
to. Like they
absolutely.
shouldn't even know how to expose someone or expose themselves or see someone being exposed, whatever it may be. And Jonathan Haidt speaks about that, about this overexposure to the digital world or the virtual
Mhm.
world, and an underexposure to the real world. So like while they're sitting there in the gym with hundreds of other peers, they're literally in this other world, not
Right.
connected to those around them.
Right.
Maybe even like connecting to someone that's right there next to them, but not in a real communion, not in a real
looking at eyeball
Yeah.
to eyeball. Yeah.
Which is a lost art. It really is.
Uh-huh.
People are forgetting how to communicate like this
Mhm.
Yeah.
because they're too involved on their phones.
I've
Absolutely.
seen it in adults too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know
Yes.
this is about
Oh,
childhood,
absolutely.
but I've
Yes.
walked into like a parent meeting and I'm trying to be
Mhm.
friendly to people and everybody's just on their phones
Yep.
and I'm sitting there like nobody wants to talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just
true.
awkward.
Well, it's why we had to enforce the rule in the children's library and Replay Grow first with adults
Yeah.
because they were the program is meant for the adult to work with their child to learn some early developmental literacy skills, and instead the parents are on the phone.
Right. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
And he speaks about that as well, is it's not just the impact that phones are having on the kids themselves with the kids using it. It's also the impact, that the developmental impact it has when a parent is on the phone and
Oh,
you have this little child who
Right.
needs instant response to things that they're doing when they're young for like developmental milestones,
Mhm.
and the parent's distracted by the phone and
Mm.
miss that, and the kid is not getting the cues that they need as they're like inquisitive and learning about their environment.
Like that serve and return.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and honestly, even though my kids are middle school and big, they will call me out on it. And I
Yes,
am
we
not
do.
a social media person.
Yes,
Usually
we
if
do.
I'm on my phone, I'm doing my Walmart pickup list, okay?
Yeah, like my grocery list is on my phone.
Yeah,
Yes.
But they will say, put your phone down. They will call me out. And you know
Good.
what? I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
too.
do it because
Mhm.
they need me as much now as they did when they were,
Yes,
know.
maybe
Yeah.
more.
maybe more. That's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's so often that we neglect the people that are right around us, and who usually the people right around us are the most important people in our lives. We neglect them for someone else who might even be a stranger, who is maybe we never will even meet in real life.
It's very true.
Yeah, and that's sad. It's really crumbling our sense of community and our sense of connection, and I think humanity as well.
Yeah, he says society.
Yeah.
He says it's going to affect broader society.
Yeah.
And I think it's true.
I think it already is.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think it is.
And we could have whole episodes talking about that, what we've seen in the middle school.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
You know, just the
I
middle
could
school.
write a book alone.
Yes.
Yeah, you could.
It's never a good thing to give a child a device and just with unsupervised. That was one of the things that was interesting about the book, is how we supervise so much
Yep.
when they're outside in what Jonathan Haidt calls the real world, but absolutely no supervision digitally.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that the repercussions of that are really sad.
Yeah, very sad. And
There's a lot of software and things I know that parents
Yes.
try to use
Yes.
that help monitor, but the
I've-
camera function alone, I've seen a lot of kids get themselves in deep trouble with
Absolutely.
pictures and videos.
Yeah.
And that I don't think is monitored through the software.
no.
No.
And those things live forever on the internet.
They do.
And, you know, the frontal lobe is not fully developed with these teens, and
No.
you know, even up to early 20s, and they have these devices that are connected to the entire world and can video and take pictures, and they're doing all
Push it out.
Yeah, and I try to tell students that all the time, like whatever you put, whether it's a joking, threatening message to someone, or a picture, and you know, inappropriate picture of someone else or yourself, if you put that out there, it's like that feather pillow that you rip open and the feathers go into the wind, and you're never getting those feathers back.
Yeah.
It's out there.
I taught high school too prior to middle school, and there were a couple of students who lost scholarships because of things they had posted on social media, whether that's right or
wow.
wrong, but the school saw it. And it was, you know, they had made some really bad comments, and so they lost actual scholarship dollars.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah.
So it is, I mean, there's a huge impact, and this is an opportunity for us to take a step back and read this book and be informed, and then the community can do with it what they want after that. I'm not going to take this book around, and though it might feel like that to some, like hit everybody in the head with it and force them to not have a phone or whatever it may be. But I feel like for me personally, this was so compelling that I could not share it with others.
Sure.
And I thought this is the time
Yeah, it's perfect timing.
to try to do this.
It's scary though. I've had parents talk to me, probably more mom friends than parents at the school that I'm at, because elementary usually doesn't have as much cell phone integrated. Anyway, they're scared because they're already a little too deep in. They've already bought their kids' phones. They've had them for several years. They're probably maybe addicted a little bit.
Yep.
Probably.
You know, and so like, how do you scale it back? I think is what everybody's worried about.
Yeah, and I think so. I think it's like anything, and it's what I keep saying. We've been in this place before as a society, many times with many different things.
Yes.
If you think back to our childhood, both of you, sorry you weren't there. So sad. But if you think back to our childhood, every single building, like people here right now would be smoking in the office over there.
Yeah, true.
You go into any restaurant, they're smoking in the restaurant, on airplanes, in the
Yep.
hospitals.
Yep.
Like you could, in a hospital room, you could have just had heart surgery and sit in there and be smoking in your hospital bed.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And I would have never imagined a reality growing up in that where that is not happening. And yet at some point we looked at research, we saw the negative impact this is happening.
Yes.
That's happening because of this. And we said, hey, we're not going to do this anymore. And people raged. People got upset.
They were mad.
People were like, you can't take away my rights. I pay for my own, whatever. But now it would be hard to find a restaurant in this town that has like the whole restaurant. You can just smoke in it.
That's a good point.
You definitely cannot smoke in the hospital. You're not going to
No.
smoke on any airplane unless you're rich enough to have your own private jet.
Yeah.
And so we have had these moments that have felt like we're in too deep as a society, as a culture, as a community. And we looked at the research, we looked at the science, and we said, whoa, it's in our best interest to shift this. And we were successful in that.
Right.
They used to have smoking sections in the high school.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
kids were smoking
Yeah.
cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I mean, now it's like unofficial vaping sections, but it's not. That's a
Whole
whole
nother
story.
study.
That's the next
That's
movie.
the next book
But
study.
yeah, but we have had these moments before. Same thing with seatbelts.
That's
I
true.
remember being a kid.
Yeah.
And-
I wasn't even in a car seat.
Yeah, I mean, kids were just flopping around in the whole car, you know, and just hitting the windshield and stuff. But like, you know, sorry, is that not?
That was a
appropriate?
little aggressive.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's fine.
Hyperbole, but we get the point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like we said, okay, there is a direct like correlation between wearing a seatbelt and not flying through the windshield.
Right.
Let's-
Safety.
Yeah.
Let's do this. And so yeah, we made that shift, and I would say it was pretty successful. And yes, there are people who still smoke in public and still might try to smoke in places they're not supposed to. There are still people who don't wear seatbelts or don't buckle their children up.
Right.
But for the most part, as a society, we've moved on and said we won that battle. I
Right.
think
Yeah.
or the war,
Yeah.
really. And that's what I see about this. For any parent who feels like I'm in too deep,
Right.
I don't even know where to start.
Right.
This is non-judgment. This
Right.
is
Oh,
we're
absolutely.
not saying like what you don't know, you don't know. We're not like pointing fingers, blaming people, but we're saying together,
We're gonna help.
yeah, as a community,
Yeah.
let's do this.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes, is that
It does.
collective effort.
And it may be a conversation you have with your kid. Like, we talk about why I have rules like this
Mhm.
a lot before this became a movement.
Yeah.
You know, I know that your friend blah 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 has this, but that's not what we're gonna do because I've seen this happen. You know, and so I think a conversation with your kid is, hey, I've seen this research or I've read this book and this really isn't good, and I think we need to start putting rules on phones. What do you think, Simon?
Yeah, I was literally just about to say, you said that, and when I was a little kid, I was like, oh. And then as I've grown up, I've like literally noted everything you've said, like even before it was like real big as it is now, where people are addicted to addicted to their phones. I was like, oh, whatever. But I really like, you can really see it. You can really see how people just
Yeah.
they've got nothing better to do. So
Yes.
yeah, it is truly an
Yeah.
addiction.
Yeah.
I think he's saying that you were right.
That's a parenting win.
That is a win.
But you're absolutely right.
You are.
That
Yeah.
it is about these hard conversations
Mhm.
with our own kids. And
Yes.
I had to have the same conversation with my own child. Maya is 9, Tage is 7, and Maya's going into 4th grade. I had already told her before all this that when she gets to middle school, that's when she can get a phone.
Oh.
And it's
And now
also
you've gone back on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I told her that I read this, and I sat her down and I was like, hey, I don't like to break promises. I don't like to go against things I've said. And I don't normally do that. And she knows that. And I said, I've read this book. It is very compelling. And I told her all about it, and I told her the negative impact. And I said, I'm sorry, but we are going to wait until you are in high school to give you a smartphone.
Right.
And at first, I could see the disappointment on her face, but she just said, okay, Daddy, okay. And then as we talked about it more, as this movement has grown, she now is like, I don't even want a phone. I don't ever want a phone. But I mean, that's what.
Right.
But,
yeah.
But she got it. And those difficult conversations, I feel like are the most important ones in parenting and
Agreed.
teaching, all of that.
Just being transparent.
Yep.
You
Yes.
know.
Well, and kids are so adaptable and resilient.
Mhm.
They really are.
Yeah.
And they'll love the alternative.
Mm-hmm.
You take the phone away and then they get to play outside and play with their friends. They're going to love that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The solution is going to be the answer to everything.
Can I
Absolutely.
tell a story?
Yes.
Okay, so this summer I had a family trip planned. We were going to hike Mount LeConte
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's a great one.
and stay at this 100-year-old lodge that
Oh.
doesn't have any electricity.
Did
Wow.
you win the lottery and get those?
I got in, but they were not excited about it. Okay, that my kids were like, really, really, you're gonna make us hike up this mountain with no electricity or whatever. So we stayed 2 nights. Then the first day is all about hiking and getting there, whatever. The next day was just like to be up there and to be unplugged.
Yes.
So what did we do while we were up there?
So they had in their dining hall, they had like free games where you could go in and like take a board game. And so there's this one game that we got called Catan.
Which we've never played before.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I heard about it. I'd seen people play it, and I was like, I want to play it. So we tried it, and we literally played all day.
As
That's
a
awesome.
family, hanging out
That
on top of a
is
mountain.
So wonderful.
amazing.
Right? Adaptable.
Yeah,
They had
exactly.
fun.
Literally all day.
Exactly.
You
That's
know,
the thing.
never did I hear I'm bored.
Yep.
No.
No.
There was- Yeah.
There was
And
something to do, and there was
Yeah.
a pesky squirrel trying to get at us
Yeah.
all day long. That was fun.
That's hilarious.
It is. But I think those are the things, if you're scared or you're hesitant, to just try one thing
Yeah.
different. Just one small
Yep.
shift
Right.
in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
one Small shift.
It
There
could be,
is.
hey, we're having a family camp out this weekend.
Yes.
Yep.
Cell phone stay at home.
We're going
Yeah.
to the library.
Or we could go to the
We're
library.
going to the library.
Look at that plug.
Automatically cell phone free.
That's right.
Thanks to the library.
We also have Catan.
Is it
Yeah.
Catan or
Oh.
Catan?
Or Catan.
I don't know.
No, you're
I
probably
definitely
right.
don't know.
We have so many board games, but we have that one.
Yeah.
So come.
Or just have a family board game
Or
night
just
at
have a board-
home.
Yes.
You
You don't
know?
have to
Or,
even
you
go
know,
anywhere.
small steps. When we go to the restaurants, we often see families that all of the family members are on screens.
Mhm.
Oh, I've
during
seen
the-
that.
So just how about a
Yes.
meal with no screens?
Yeah, that's
Right,
a
that's
good
good.
idea.
Meal-free
She
screen.
didn't
Yep.
take us out for meals.
Meal-free screen. Wait,
What'd you say?
screen-free
She
meal.
didn't
Screen
take us out
free.
for
There we
meals.
go. All right, well, I hate to say this, but I
Oh,
think we're out of
no.
time.
Oh, we
know.
can talk forever.
I
can
know.
talk
Well,
forever.
we definitely, like,
Yes,
this is
yes.
a good group or a bad group for talking forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good at that.
Yes.
But yeah,
Very good.
I just want to thank you all for coming on.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us.
so much. And I really do appreciate from early on you all have like got behind this
Mhm.
and really done it. But like I said, you were in your own ways already living
Doing it,
this
yeah.
and doing it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's why you're the special selected one.
Cool.
Uh,
And I haven't read the book yet. I'm going to read it with my school-based.
Why do you
Oh,
think I
nice.
invited you to the intro episode?
You don't get chapter 4 or 5 if you haven't read it. It's okay. It took me a while. But it's worth it. It is worth it.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a lot. It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
You know it. You read it and you're like, oh, man. Like, it's tough.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's important.
Yeah, and so this is the first day of the book study, or the first week.
Yes.
There are many book clubs that you can get involved with at the library.
Yes.
There's one at Slice. There's all types of book clubs you can get involved with. Your
Mhm.
child's school should have a school-based coalition that's doing something.
Mhm.
See what you can do to get involved. You can go to restoringchildhoodputnamcounty.com and see all the information you need to see. And yeah, you can be a part of this change that we're talking about, and you can literally get on the same page
Yeah.
and get the Anxious Generation with Jonathan Haidt, and we can discuss it together and make some major moves.
Love it.
I do too. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
organizing it all.
Yes.
Or both of
My
you.
pleasure.
No, this guy. All him.
All right.